Welcome back, everybody. This is the Johnny Mare, and I am continuing with Resident Evil 2, the Leon B scenario. So you'll notice I have the machine gun that I picked up earlier in this scenario, and that is because we do have a boss battle coming up. And so I also have some herbs in case I take some damage in that fight. I also picked up all of the items in this particular save room, and I put most of them, well, actually all of them, into my save box. There are some handgun bullets at the back of the area here, and then when you come to the front of the area, you'll notice that there's also a map on the wall. And you'll also notice, perhaps, from the A scenario, that the tram is actually gone, and so that actually opens up a brand new area that you can only access in the B scenario. So what you need to do is head over to this little elevator, take it down, and that will take you to a special room that we need to go into to get the key in order to get the tram to come back to us. It's actually the elevator with the tram on it. So once we're in this room, we're going to head forward. There's an interesting little angle here with the camera. Perhaps that will come into play in the very near future. Hook around the corner and then grab the flashy that is on the panel right here. And that is the control panel key. Now, you also want to walk over here and look at the monitor. And that will activate a little cutscene here. If you don't look at the monitor, Mr. X will still be there. You just won't get this really cool cutscene. Hey there. He's like, I don't like being photographed or video recorded. So he is going to be there when we come around the corner, and as is the norm for us when taking on Mr. X, we're going to take the first hit and then just run past him. So of course, as usual, you can kill him if you want. You'll get items, usually ammo, but it's not worth it in my opinion, so I'm just going to dodge him. And you don't have to worry, he will not come out of that room, for now anyway. I don't know how he would fit on that little area there anyway. The little balcony. So now that we have the key, we'll head back into the save room, and we'll use the key on this panel over here to activate the elevator. And that will allow us and Ada to continue onward.
Come on, let's go.
Yes, let's go. We've been in this area long enough. In the few minutes that we've been here. And fortunately, Mr. X is just content with staying in that room. And, you know, this is now on top of that elevator, so I'm not sure how he would get out anyway. I suppose he could crawl around. He's pretty strong. But we're going to use this activation switch here. And that will activate the elevator and allow us to continue down to the lab area, which is the final area of the game.
Ada, can you hear me? Come on, snap out of it.
Poor Ada, just taken out by a giant claw coming through the side of this car. We're gonna grab the magnum bullets. Ada is unconscious, so we can't do anything for her right now. And we're gonna head out because we have a boss battle. And as is the case with the A scenario, this door will lock behind us until we have finished off with the boss. But we are ready. We got our special little friend here to take out the boss. It will be our, I don't know, third or fourth time fighting William Birkin. And this time he's actually really dangerous if you give him a chance to hit you. So I'm gonna do my best to not let him hit me and just pump him full of lead. So when he's walking towards you just in his normal kind of gait, he's not that dangerous. He's pretty easy to dodge, but he will change his form up and he'll actually lift up his two top arms, kind of like he wants to give you a big bear hug. And yeah, like that. And that is actually a very, very dangerous maneuver. If you allow him to hit you from that position, it'll do about a fourth to a third of your health worth of damage. Jeez. And as you'll notice, unlike the A scenario when you fight on this particular elevator, Birkin will actually jump around. Now he'll always kind of land in the middle of the area, roughly where you are. So as long as you kind of keep that in mind, you can dodge him pretty easily. So all you have to do is shoot a little bit and run away. You don't have to use the machine gun. Obviously, you know, you might not have the machine gun if you didn't access the weapon storage room. But, you know, something like the shotgun works fine. If you don't have really anything else, you can use the Magnum. But I do like to save the Magnum bullets for the end of the game. Now, the problem with using the machine gun, jeez, is that it takes Leon quite a bit of time to stop using the gun once you lay off the trigger. So you want to keep that in mind because he will actually have to recover a little bit, and if you don't take that recovery time into account, it will give Birkin a chance to hit you. Are you dead? I think he is. All right, and when he's dead, he's gonna jump over the edge. Nice. All right, that went really well. I actually didn't get hit at all, surprisingly. And I do have almost half of my machine gun ammo left, which is good. I mean, there is another clip for it that we can actually pick up in the very near future, so we can get it back up to almost 100%.
Welcome back. Hey, take it easy. We're inside Umbrella's secret lab. I'll go find something to treat that wound, so just rest here in the meantime.
But I'll only slow you down with these injuries. Go, save yourself.
Is it just me, or does everybody always ignore what I say? I told you, it's my job to look after you.
But you'll be in danger if you stay with me. I know I've only known you for a short period of time, but I really enjoy being with you. I know I'm not capable of caring about anyone, but I don't want to lose you.
We're leaving this place together. Wait here for me. I'll be right back.
What a weird set of dialogue. I've only known you a short while, but I really enjoy being around you. And I can't really care about anyone, but you should care about me? I don't know. So anyway, unlike the A scenario, the tram actually gets stuck here, and we have to head through this particular little vent in order to advance the storyline. And what you'll find is that if Leon would have waited about 30 seconds, the tram actually starts up again. Now, obviously that's not really true. If you don't come through this vent, the tram will not go anywhere. But in terms of kind of how it works out, it seems very weird. So anyway, Leon's now by himself, and Ada, of course, is by herself in her wounded state. Now, eventually we do want to head through those double doors. That is an elevator, but it is not active currently, and so we have to supply power to it. And that will require a whole new area and a little bit of puzzle solving. Again, from a different area from the A scenario. So we're going to grab this herb, I'm going to do some item management, and then we will move on to the puzzles. Alright, so notice I have my shotgun, and that is because there are some lickers in this area I want to be able to take out very quickly. So to solve the puzzle in this area, what we need to do is move this particular little crate. You don't have to do this right now. It's actually not required until a little bit later in the game. But I figure we're here, we might as well do it immediately. So what you need to do is push the crate onto this little elevator, and then activate the elevator to move the crate to the bottom area. Yes, I'm going to move the elevator. And this crate is required to access the power room or something like that. Not the power room that we need for the elevator we want to get on, but a different power room that's going to come into play later. So what you need to do is push the crate. Again, you don't have to do this now. If you don't want to do it, you can do it later. But I find it's most efficient to just do it now. We want to move it to the upper area, the north, however you want to look at it here. And generally, it's pretty good about not letting you mess it up. Be careful, I guess, but there's plenty of room to move around it so that you can continue to push it onward to where it needs to go. And nothing says excitement in a survival horror game like a block puzzle that you have to push a crate around for. Ah, but steam. That's exciting, right? Steam. So yes, we're not going to head up there yet. We do need to do a little bit more before that becomes relevant. So we're going to head down here. I believe there are some more handgun bullets. Nope, shotgun bullets. That's even better. And then there is some ink ribbons as well. And then there's a little memo over here by this zombie that will tell us about the P epsilon gas. So this is something I did not activate in the A scenario. It is in a room coming up in the lab. You can activate the P epsilon gas in the A or the B scenario. And when you first activate it, what happens is it will actually weaken some of the enemies in the lab, but it'll actually make some of the other enemies stronger, and it makes most of the enemies stronger in the B scenario. So if you activate it in the A scenario, it'll make things a little bit easier, but then it makes things harder in the B scenario, which is already more difficult. So I don't even mess with it. I just leave the enemies at their regular strength, because that's what I know in terms of killing them and the ammo requirements and things like that. But if you want to mess around with that, you certainly can feel free to do so, and I will tell you exactly where that switch is to activate it if you are desiring to do that. So let's take this lift down, and then we will find the switch that'll allow us to continue onward to the other part of the lab. And you'll hear the telltale breathing and clicking of the lickers. Luckily, we have our shotgun equipped, so we should be able to take them out pretty quickly. Okay. Or not. And there are two of them, and you'll notice they're a little bit different color. The other one's way at the end here. Oh, crap. I didn't want to well, shoot. So I have the parts for the shotgun, and when you use the parts and combine them with the shotgun, obviously you get a full refill. But I forgot that it only holds 5 in its current form. It holds 7 when you upgrade it. And so I thought I had a couple more shells left, but actually I didn't, so I wasted them. I mean, I didn't waste them. I'll still use them, but it will keep me from, you know, upgrading with the parts because I don't want to lose the 5 bullets. But now that we activated that switch, we need to head all the way back to where the vent was that we came into this area, and that will allow us to continue onward to the labs. The labs are pretty much the same as in the A scenario. Much of what you're going to be doing is very similar. There's a few things that are slightly different because of what we have to do as compared to what Claire did in the A scenario. So obviously I'll make note of all of that stuff and what we have to do. And generally the order I do it in as well. Now there are 2 control panels in this elevator. We're going to not worry about the one at the back of the elevator, and instead we're just going to activate this one. And that's because the one at the back does not work currently. But it is foreshadowing, of course. So now we're in the main lab area, which should look very familiar. we have to deal with some skinless zombies. I'm actually going to turn my handgun to automatic because there are lots of them. And it makes it quite a bit easier to be able to just pump 3 bullets into them at a time. As they shamble towards me. I do like to use up what's left of my handgun ammo on these guys because basically I'm gonna need the shotgun ammo and the magnum ammo for what we have left in terms of enemies. So zombies are pretty easy. They are easily taken out with the handgun, so I might as well use the ammo while I can. Now what's annoying about these ones is they like to hang out on the ground, and they actually won't shamble towards you. They'll just lay there and wait for you. And they're really nasty about that. Like, they will continue to do that. Now we need the master key in order to access some of these rooms. We'll get that eventually. And I think that one, yeah, is still alive, so to speak. Okay, well, it wants me to shoot over here, so it makes me think one of these zombies is still active. Okay, that one apparently. Alright, well there we go. So if you head into the tram, basically all that will happen is Leon will say Ada, and she's gone. So she has disappeared. So we'll need to find her. She's somewhere in this area. And the next area is actually going to have some more zombies, but they're in very, very close proximity. So I am going to use my shotgun to take them out. And then there's also some lickers in the next room after the next room that we're going to be in. So yeah, that's another reason to have the shotgun. And the reason I'm coming this way first is because there's actually a card key in here. You can go the other direction, but I find it's more efficient to just come this way first. So zombies. And let's see if we can take this one out. Oh yeah. And I think, yeah, that used up all of my ammo perfectly. So there we go. Now we have the custom upgraded shotgun. 7 rounds and also more stopping power for my boomstick. Password is still guessed. That will allow us to access a special room that we couldn't in the A scenario. And then there is the red lab key. And we don't have to worry about burning that vine there. This is the Epsilon switch that you can access after you get rid of this particular little memo here. So the computer that's actually behind where this memo is where you can activate the P Epsilon gas. Although it's called anti-BOW gas. We are not going to be using that. And then in the locker here, there is the flamethrower. Now the bad thing about the flamethrower, there's a lot of bad things about the flamethrower. It's got a really short range. It takes up 2 item slots in your inventory, and it's not really that powerful. But it's useful against some of the plant enemies in this area. Oh yeah. So we're going to take out these lickers with our upgraded shotgun. And then in this closet, there are some more shotgun shells. And then there's also some ink ribbons, I believe, over by the door. But that is something we will worry about next time as we continue onward in the lab. And we will see what we need to do in order to access the rest of the lab and continue forward. So as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all next time. So long!